path.
In the grid of
called
a million screens, he moves like a ghost through code and beams. A chrome cross night with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam wars flood the open gate. He reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line, America. Tonight is mine, tactical Templar. Online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line, America. We rise, Templar. Online, steal the heart, defend the light.
Ladies and gentlemen, something...
In the dark of the midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just the thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things we're fighting for. One nation loud and alive. We endure, we survive. America, hold the line, America. Tonight is mine, tactical Templar. Online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line, America. We rise, tactical Templar. Online, steal the heart, defend the light. Hold the line. We rise, tactical Templar. Defend the light. Morning breaks on the interstate. Steel birds cut the pale blue haze. From the farms to the harbor gates, one bright flag in a million ways. Hands that build and hands that mend. Hard-won miles from end to end. Every road and river name burns like iron in our veins. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. In the grid of a million screens, he moves like a ghost through code and beams. A chrome cross night with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam wars flood the open gate. He reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we The midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just the thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things worth fighting for. One nation, loud and alive, we endure, we survive.
Hello, brothers. Happy Monday afternoon to all of you. How was your weekend, guys? How was your weekend? Well, I'll tell you, my weekend was pretty good. And we're going to be talking about, the quartering has some updates to go over, but there has been a major Iran war escalation, and this is going to be something that makes Trump supporters like myself very happy. It's going to make people that are seething about Trump very upset. And it's going to be an all-around win for the United States, I think. That's my opinion. So, we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Lindsay Clancy is lying. This woman was only quote-unquote insane for the minutes that she needed to kill her kids. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I had postpartum psychosis for the 6 minutes that I needed to kill my kids and try to get away with it. No. Now, this woman should fry. Anyone who supports her, and we're going to look at some of them, I'm going to make fun of you. We're going to criticize you. That's what I'm going to use my platform to do. Also, we're going to give an update on the quartering challenge for those interested. And, guys, I got some potential good news as well. We got the deportation of Ilhan Omar. If Trump, man, I'm just telling you, if he gets Ilhan Omar and Hassan Piker deported, I will vote for him in 2028. That's my pledge I'm making here. If Ilhan Omar and Hassan Piker get their citizenship revoked and they get deported, oh man, that would just be magnificent. And I will be voting Trump in 2028. Now, we need to talk about an update with the quartering. I know. Some people, their eyes gloss over when I mention the quartering. I get it. I do. He's boring. But that being said, there's still material there. There's meat on the bone. So we're going to talk about it. We got Althea is saying, as a woman, I really despise what Lindsay has done. And I gotta be honest. This Lindsay Clancy story has made all women look bad, even though I would say probably a majority of women don't support it. It's the vocal women. It's made women look really, really bad. So I understand. I understand where you're coming from. We don't hold you responsible for this personally. But man, oh man, women taking the L. It's not okay to kill your kids. And if you think this is a mental health crisis, you are a mental health crisis. You need to be removed. If you support this woman in any way, I'm telling you, you are an enemy of civilization, you're a retard, and we should make fun of you for the rest of your life. Also, you probably should have your rights limited. I would love to get into the conversation with you because there's something I really want to say about this. Well, I mean, you could pop in the Discord. Yeah, pop in the Discord, and you can let us know what you think. Yeah, if you ever want to pop in, all you got to do is it's right there. You just join the waiting room. Post Discord so she can call it. Brother, she's in the Discord. All right, give me 1 second though. Let me do a brief setup, and then I'm gonna call in. I'm gonna have Althea call in, and we'll go from there. But let me first do an introduction, and then I'm gonna have Althea call in. And I see she's already in the Discord. Fantastic. Okay. All right, we gotta get the show started. Yeah, she is my admin, so that'd be very, very weird that she wasn't able to get in the Discord. Okay, let me find what I was looking for. Let me find this real quick, and then we will. Okay. All right. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I was supposed to be your mod. Brother, you're never going to be a mod. I would never trust any of you guys to be a mod. Are you kidding? But before we do that, let me just give you the basics. Guys, the quartering bounty war bond. That is, I just want to explain this real quick before we get into it. The quartering bounty war bond, any donation made on the channel, that is going to go towards a goal to get the quartering to finally come out of a shell and take accountability. We have had people in chat that have offered a couple $100 themselves, but we're going to raise money to try to get the quartering to come out and finally face accountability, because it'd be good content and it'd also be cathartic for a lot of people. So if you make a donation on the channel today, the money, you see the slime ball is digging Andrew Wilson's military records. No, but we will, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those guys are crazy. Those guys are far leftist, agitators, and it's pathetic. But the quartering war bond, if you make a donation, it goes towards that money trying to be used to entice the quartering to come out of a shell to face accountability. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. First, let me just get into it. Brothers, the situation around Lindsay Clancy is something that is demoralizing for a lot of people that see this situation for what it is. This woman murdered her 3 children. This was premeditated. It was not postpartum psychosis, as many people are trying to allege, to get this person out of any sort of accountability, because there are people that are just completely and totally allergic to holding women accountable for their actions. They've done this for years. The reality is that this woman put together a plan to kill her kids that involved sending her husband away. So this woman decides, I'm sending her husband away. I'm going to send my husband to go pick up stuff. And in that time, she knew exactly what she was going to do She knew exactly how she was going to do it. The idea that you're going to call this postpartum psychosis, this was not psychosis, it was premeditated murder. She planned this, and she executed it. Now, things didn't go exactly as planned because, unfortunately, she wasn't able to take her own life. She should be burning in hell right now. Instead, she's just paralyzed. So, we are taking a look at this case, and we're going to continue to talk about it because it seems like a lot of people in the world have lost their mind. But I want people listening to this to understand that there are still sane people in the world. There are still people that see right from wrong. They don't try to excuse the inhumane and barbaric and demonic thing that this woman did. And if you are trying to say this is a mental health crisis or mental health issue, we need to talk about mental health, if you're blaming pharmaceutical companies, you are running defense for this woman murdering her kid. And ironically, you wouldn't be doing that for other people. No, only if it's a woman who does it. If it's a man that doesn't, it doesn't matter the brain damage. It doesn't matter the drugs. It doesn't matter the pharmaceuticals. None of that matters. If it's a man that doesn't, you don't care. But a woman, all of a sudden, she has no agency, right? She can't make her own decisions. She couldn't have possibly done this. It had to be something else. Had to be psychosis. No, there are evil people in this world, and she is one of them, and she needs to fry. Okay?
Sir, because I have more to tell
Do you
you.
know whether or not Lindsay was ever diagnosed with postpartum depression?
Unspecified mood disorder.
Right. How about postpartum depression?
I don't think that appellation was used.
Okay. Did you look at her medical records?
I did.
And the medical records pertain to her being a person that just had a baby, right?
I'm not sure that which records you're talking about, but can I finish? Can I finish? Can I?
I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to finish.
Over time, Ms. Clancy has avoided taking medications.
She's what?
Avoided taking medications.
Says who?
The description she gave me.
She told you that?
She resists taking medications, and for example,
No. Tell me what you mean by she resists taking medications.
there are individuals in this world who do not want to take medications, and I think she described that she is one of them. That the DSM is the standard for making diagnoses, yes.
Right. It's not a very good standard, though, is it?
Well, it is the standard.
Have a higher lifetime risk of alcohol use disorder than men. Really? Did I read that right?
Yes.
And much greater likelihood of alcohol misuse disorder than women in the general population. Many women with bipolar disorder also report severe emotional disturbances during perimenopause when estrogen levels are decreasing. Did I read that right? And that there does not appear to be an increased risk of mood episodes in pregnant women with bipolar disorder. Mood episodes that begin during pregnancy or within 4 weeks of delivery. Is that the 4-week cutoff that you're telling me about?
Postpartum psychosis, it is particularly related to the physiologic changes that happen at the time of birth.
Who says that? Who?
The literature on postpartum psychosis,
It's not in the Bible, right?
well, it's not in the Bible, but the reports by the people who are advocates and expert consensus.
So, let me just explain some of this. Postpartum psychosis doesn't usually manifest 5 or 6 years after you've given birth. So, this idea that this woman, well, she just had this thing ongoing. Like, there are some women that say, I have postpartum depression after I've given birth. But this woman hadn't given birth recently. It hadn't been a couple weeks or a couple months. So, this entire story, this entire narrative is absolute bullshit. She's lying, she's a murderer, and the fact that so many people are duped by this is incredibly embarrassing. Now, I have been accused of many things in the long, illustrious history of my channel. I've been accused of many things. One of them is being a misogynist. And so, in that vein, just to prove how misogynistic I am, we're going to bring on an actual woman, to basically give her opinion. Yeah, that's right. We're going to bring on somebody who wants to come on and they want to share their opinion on this topic. They do happen to be a woman. So, I'm not falling back. I'm just saying I think that she may have an interesting insight on this. So we're going to bring in Althea. Hopefully everything goes well. How you doing, Althea?
I've been doing great, except for this whole thing has had my blood absolutely freaking boiling for
Yeah.
I have been absolutely boiling.
Yeah.
And it's just worse the more and more that is being actually discovered and what these TikTok detective bitches have actually been saying. It's just it you remember the movie Clue when Mrs. White goes, flames from the top of my head, burning. You, you remember that video? That's the feeling that I get based on this bitch.
Yeah.
Absolute flames coming off
Well,
my head.
yeah. Well, I imagine it must be, it's difficult because, I mean, this does make women look bad across the board. And it's not all women's fault by any means, but
Absolutely.
it's crazy. We need
Absolutely. And
to rein
the
in
more
liberal white women.
oh yeah, they do. The more that they reveal, it's just the worse that it gets. Like I've heard from like of many of these idiotic women going, no, it was Patrick because he is a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
Leos never kill their cubs. If you are relying on freaking zodiac symbols and the horoscopes to determine whether or not she's capable of killing her kids, you should never be allowed to reproduce.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, you see, it's not just me because people accuse me of being a misogynist. Even a woman is saying it. So, I mean, this is something I think, in all seriousness, I try to use levity because it really would just suck my entire soul. The fact that so many people are defending this, even men. I've seen multiple people saying that it's postpartum psychosis but as far as I know, that's not the way that it manifests years later or months later.
So, something I posted, I don't know if you've ever heard of Roma Army. She is I think she's a little bit more on the liberal side of the conservatives coin at this point, but she's been a men's rights advocate for quite some time, speaking out against women
Mm-hmm.
who are actually abusive to men. She watched this video and reacted to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to watch the whole video by Roma Army, just like maybe the first 3 seconds of it. I posted the link in frickin' our mod chat. It's on Instagram. Just the first 3 seconds so you can hear what one ghoul said. Just
Oh,
it's going to blow your mind, Templar.
oh man. Um. So you posted it in mod chat.
Our
You said.
moderator, yeah, I posted it in our moderator chat.
Okay, I see it.
It's,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's been. Let me pull up. Let me pull up Instagram. Now that I actually have an Instagram. All right, I see it. All right, so
Stop thinking about these kids.
we'll watch it right now. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, it's probably only if it's Instagram, it's not very long. Okay.
Well, we're not there, Revan. We're not there to actually watch Roma. I'm here to watch like the first 3 seconds of it, and it doesn't matter what she thinks about it. She discovered this video,
Right.
so
As people and think about them as ceramic vases for just one.
No, actually, no. We will not be doing.
Wait, she wants to view the babies as ceramic vases. She
yes.
wants. Wait, let me go back and let me refresh that. She compared the babies to ceramic vases.
Yeah, she said, "I want you to stop looking at these dead children as or these kids as people and think of them instead of ceramic vases." Fuck you. No.
Stop thinking about these kids as
They're not
people and
ceramic
think about them
vases.
as
They're
ceramic
not
vases for
fucking
just
property.
one.
No.
They're
Oh
not
my gosh.
abstract for some, experimental design of whatever the hell you've got in mind. They were children, murdered, dead children.
Yep. Yeah,
And these
absolutely.
fucking ghouls, I use the word ghouls here. These ghouls
Mm-hmm.
are now dehumanizing children.
Yep.
So this is what I actually really wanted to say about this. If anybody ever wanted to understand one of the reasons why I oppose abortion, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Every step you take in normalizing this kind of thing makes the next step easier to take. It sounds redundant, but it really isn't because we've spent decades arguing over when human life deserves protection. People drew the lines of conception, viability, birth, consciousness, dependency, whatever standard they believe mattered. And every single time one of those lines move, I have the same question: where does it stop? Because now I'm watching people discuss these three babies and hearing an actual human telling them to stop thinking them of as people and see them as ceramic vases. No, sorry. This is exactly what I mean about dehumanization. Once your moral framework requires you to redefine a human being as something lesser in order to make your argument work, you should be asking yourself where the hell that framework is taking you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these women, they can't really think that through. I mean, just, you know, generally speaking, women are less logical than men, but more than that, it's they didn't come to this decision on their own. They didn't logically think through this to get to this point. So there's no way that they can logically come to a different conclusion. It's basically just like programming software. And the fact
I
is,
mean, if they don't.
you know
Right.
for a fact that if these were 3 dogs that this woman killed, I said this before, if these were 3 dogs that this woman killed, there would be no support. These people would be outraged. They'd be calling for her crucifixion. If they were dogs, that'd be another thing. But they're young, innocent children, human children, and they think that's perfectly fine. That's permissible. That's, in fact, preferable in their feminist view.
Well, that's because they don't see children in the womb as babies. I mean, like I said, every step you take is just making it easier to go further and further away from what humans are. If you can't even see a human inside the womb as a human, why would it stop at children?
So let me ask you.
Because in 9 states, they've legalized almost 30, all the way up to
Yeah.
birth. They've allowed for abortion, including the recent one is Massachusetts. Now, what was the question?
Yeah, let me ask you. So, I mean, obviously you're a woman, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we don't want to make any assumptions here. We're a
No,
progressive channel.
biological born female, XX
Okay.
chromosomes all the
So,
way.
how do you think you came to your conclusion? How do you think you came to your thinking on it? And what would be the advice that we could do to try to convince some of these brain dead harpies? What would be the way to convince women that killing your kid is not acceptable? Like, because I'm stumped. This is one of the few times where I'm actually stumped. I don't know how to proceed forward because, like, this is such an evil thing. I don't know what we do.
I mean, first and foremost, it has to start with morals. I mean, I grew up within the Christian church. I'm non-denominational with basic Baptist principles. My first school was a private Christian school. I grew up believing that every human has intrinsic rights to life. But even if you set that aside and you look and you go down the route of trying to argue this from a scientific perspective, all humans should just have the right to life. And when you start removing certain aspects of the Bible from teachings like the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not commit murder. It never said thou shalt not kill. It said thou shalt not commit murder. When you
Yep.
remove the core tenet of the foundation of humanity that God was trying to instill in his own people and his kids in this fabric of creation that he's woven, when you remove the foundation of those morals, everything is being called into question. And that is the first problem that we've had. a little history lesson. John Dewey, not the Dewey Decimal System, but a humanist, one of the co-writers of the Humanist Manifesto. He was born in 1859, died in 1952. Back in the day, he said that Christianity was a perversion of public education. And he also believed that a society that was dumber would be a society easier to be led. He was
Right.
one of the driving forces to education being dumbed down today, and one of the forces behind the Ten Commandments and the basic morals of of society
Mm-hmm.
being removed from schools as they are today. And the fact of the matter is, we don't have that moral framework being taught to kids anymore. Young girls who are, not being taught abstinence, and instead they're being handed condoms in school. Um, Young women who are getting pregnant being told and convinced that, oh, it's just a clump of cells. It's not really this. It's not really that.
Yeah, it's pretty evil.
It is evil. And I'm afraid that while I have to have some accountability for the young women who let this be pushed on them. At the same time, when they're 15, 16 years old, they're very impressionable. And if there are certain threats made to them by family members, like, if you don't do this, we're going to kick you out, pressure's being put on them. I don't entirely blame the kids for going through the pregnancy or for the abortion that they're being lied to about, just like
Mm-hmm.
the trans kids are being lied to today about all this stuff. I don't have an answer as to how we convince women today to accept that infants in utero are human, because we've already stepped too far away from Christ as a society
Right.
by removing these morals. I am with you. I'm at my wit's end. You can't fix stupid at this point. And at this point, if they won't even believe in the science because they believe that they can't even define what a fucking woman is, but if they can't even believe that science determines that every zygote that is formed is a genetically diverse human being, and they can't even understand that the heartbeat might even start sooner than 6 weeks, they just can't hear it on their sonograms, and they can't even understand that, well, back in the 80s, babies were being given open heart surgery and other surgeries without medications. So if we could discover that they could feel pain because of their actual responses, babies in utero might be able to feel pain. So they
Right.
don't even realize that babies in the womb could feel pain anymore. So
Yeah.
if they remove all of those standards as things that make this baby alive and human, and you term this fetus just to dehumanize them, which is funny considering that it's a Latin word for baby. Um, if they can't understand that, there's not really much we can do to fix that, because it just means they're too stupid to survive.
Yeah. I mean, the conversation about abortion has been going on for a long time. I'm specifically talking about this new phenomenon, which seems to be emerging, where these are not, you know, children in the womb. These are children that have
Yeah,
been
but
born and been alive for 4 or
with the
5
Casey
years.
Anthony case, at least with the Casey Anthony case, they demonized that woman. But and here's the funny thing is, they demonized what was his name, Charles Benoit. He recently killed three of his kids because I think it was something about God told him to or something like that. I can't remember the details of it. They demonize him. But when it comes to a woman who did it, oh no, no, no accountability whatsoever. I
Yeah.
think that it has to start with the argument, revisiting the argument of abortion. And I know you weren't talking about that in this case, but like I said, when you can't even get women to agree that children in utero are human, when does it stop? We're already at this point because we failed to get women to understand that then. It's only a matter of time before the bigger boundaries get crossed once the smaller ones, or well, according to them, smaller ones
Right.
are crossed.
I do agree with you. But this story is, I think the reason why it hits people so much harder is because abortion is a topic that I do agree with you completely on abortion. But it's something that people argue. This is something altogether, because the argument from people that are pro-life is, well, once the baby is born, then it has value the moment it's born. But this woman killed her kids. Do you know the story about Kaylee Earhart? Kaylee Earhart.
No, not that one.
So that was the Lindsay Clancy copycat killer. Um, Kaylee Earhart slits the throat of her 3 kids. The 5-month
Oh, I did
old
hear
and
about
the
that one.
3-month old are dead, and the 1-year-old survived.
And has very many complications right now, I think, because of the amount of damage done. I believe I remember that now. I'm not good with names, so the name had slid past me, but I did
Yeah.
hear about this one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because, I mean, everyone is focusing on Lindsay Clancy, but already we've got copycats. And the woman she told her husband, um, basically, she told him, like, say goodbye to your kids. Apparently it was over the phone. So, like, this seems to be an ongoing thing. I mean, the fact that you had one and then you had somebody else do something very similar. I'm at a loss. I don't know how you reach people like that, because my solution is that these women need to be like, the women who do this stuff need to be buried and they need to be fried. But the women who support this stuff, I think these women need to have their rights taken away. I think that they need to, like, my approach is more scorched earth. I think their assets need to be seized. I think they need to be institutionalized for the rest of their life. They need to be oppressed, because what they're advocating for and what they're doing is just abject evil. But um, what would you suggest be done to these women? Not just the women who do this stuff, but also the women that support it. And what do you think that people can do to try to push back against this?
Well, plenty of women I've seen are speaking out against this now, which is really something that I am happy to see. So there are women speaking out. I want to say, and I agree with Cam Higby, I'm usually not a proponent of divorce, but if I see men who are married to women who say same Lindsay, or I stand with Lindsay, or
Yeah,
in any way support this woman, divorce her.
yeah.
If you are dating someone who says this, dodge the bullet and get the fuck out. Do not seek these women out.
Mm-hmm.
Do not date these women. If you find out that somebody in your household is saying this, you distance yourself immediately. There's a content creator named Quinn Pratt who fired his nanny for saying "same Lindsay" while holding
W.
a baby. I think so. He fired his nanny for having said that. I've seen plenty of men now breaking up with their girlfriends, fiancés, stuff like that for saying it, and I really support that. Men need to speak up. Um, I know that women have been silencing men for a long time, and I'm happy that there are women out there standing up for men, but men need to stand up for themselves too and
Mm-hmm.
actually speak out against this, and stop letting women tell you that just because you don't have a hoo-ha or a uterus that you should sit down and shut up. And yet simultaneously allow men without uteruses to be, that's a different conversation.
Right.
But when it comes to this stuff, we need to speak up and be more vocal. Um, as for what is to be done with Lindsay, I know that the death penalty is off the table because I believe this was what, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Life in prison, or if she is found insane, which I'm really hoping to God not, because this was premeditated, this was not psychosis. But if she is found insane, she needs to be locked up for the rest of her life there, because she does not deserve to walk free on Earth while her children are not going to get that chance because she
Mm-hmm.
killed 3 of them.
Right.
And we need to take a harder criminalized stance on this kind of stuff and make an example of her.
Yeah,
We
I
need to make
agree.
an example of her.
Honestly, if it were up to me, she'd be buried underneath the prison. And any woman
Yeah,
who
me
did this
too.
to their kid would. Absolutely.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
personally believe that this is one of the reasons why I believe in capital punishment. I believe that it should have been a federal thing, federalized instead of allowed for this. This is one of those things that I don't think the state should have been allowed to determine what they do with that, because absolutely any woman or any person who takes the life of their children should be uh, removed from life um, by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I actually would be happy with the firing squad out behind the shed for this one.
W.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your opinion and giving your take. Yeah, it's a really heartbreaking story. I know it's got a lot of people upset, myself included. It's just
I
it's hard to
I
even
have, like
approach
I
it.
said, exactly. And like I said, I've been absolutely boiling over. I don't think I've ever found myself this consistently mad and waking up choosing violence every single day since this case has been going on. This just has my blood boiling constantly.
Hmm.
Like every single thing that I see, doom scrolling. I'm actually thinking about turning Facebook off for a few days because the doom scrolling is getting to me.
Yeah.
All these women who say that they're supporting her, and some of them have the balls to argue that, oh, we're not saying same Lindsay because we actually support her. We're trying to say same Lindsay because we need more attention to the mental health of our country. She did not have the help that she really needed. I'm sorry, she was lying to her psychologist and therapist.
Yep.
But
She
if you want
wasn't
to talk
taking her
about,
meds. She was lying to her psychologist. She
she was lying to her
premeditated.
husband about it.
Yeah. She lied to everyone. Yeah. The
And you know
idea
what?
that this is just psychosis is insane. It's
And
not
I'll be the
legitimate.
first person to say, I do care about mental health. I do care about the well being of people. That's with PTSD
Hmm.
absolutely don't always get the care that they need either. Mental health needs to be relooked at and re examined in this country. But this is definitely not a case of mental health issues. She legitimately premeditated this and planned it out. That's not a
Hmm.
case of psychosis. And anybody who thinks that it was or wants to blame him, I actually had one psycho on a Facebook post that I just saw today who actually thought that that Patrick was drugging her into like the psychosis, like
Yeah, it was him.
purposefully
And it was
dragging
his
her into the
voice.
psychosis.
He was calling her on the phone to tell her to kill the kids. That was the other one.
Right, right. That's yeah.
The voice in her
So
head was him, that he did it. Yeah.
yeah. So I agree that we need to take a better look at the actual problems that are going on with mental health because there are plenty of people who legitimately have problems. But when it comes to crime and things done in the name of this, you realize this makes it sound like, they're like the people that they demonize who were Christians who do things in the name of God, like, when
Hmm.
they were going after the Crusades and whatnot. This sounds like an all new type of crusade. Instead, they're blaming it on the mental health issue instead.
Yeah. Well,
Like the same
here's
kind
the
of thing that
reality
they're
that
doing.
women aren't going to like. Here's how you solve the mental health issue. You take the people like them that are mentally ill, you remove them from society, and you put them in a facility, an institution. We can call it Arkham.
Mhm.
That is the solution. That is how you help the mental health crisis. What they're talking about is a nebulous, blank, meaningless, platitudinal, empty, garbage buzzword. But if you really want to help the mental health in the country, you need to take the mentally retarded, the mentally ill, these freaks, and you need to move them into a facility where they can be monitored. It cannot be that they're just walking on the street, potentially killing babies, and that is enshrined in our culture that you can just do that.
I mean, look, I think that when it comes to postpartum PPD, PPP, I believe that that's a real, thing because if you look at, the pregnancy, once the pregnancy ends, the progesterone stops cold turkey. It can really mess with the hormonal
Hmm.
balance of a woman's body. And I get that. But you know what? It's not the rest of the world's responsibility to take care of that mental illness that's being brought on by the ending of one hormone in the body.
Hmm.
If you are pregnant, you should be very well aware before you have the baby that you are likely going to suffer what used to be called the baby blues.
Hmm.
So it is your responsibility as a woman, it's a woman's responsibility to understand what she is going to be facing and take care of it before it becomes a fucking problem.
True.
That's the point.
Yeah.
We know that sometimes it's not always the woman's fault for feeling the way she feels because hormones can be a real banger of a thing. but it is her responsibility to be aware that it's a possibility and do something about it before it leads her to killing her kids.
Yeah.
Because I've seen actual cases of people who did suffer real psychosis. And this is the other part, and we haven't gotten here, and I'm not trying to monopolize your time, but do you realize what this does to real victims of PPP?
Mm-hmm.
What real
Yeah.
victims of actual hormonal imbalances in their brain who did things to their kids, and seriously, you could see the remorse on their face after when they realized what they'd done. Yes, they should still be held accountable, but at the same time, you can understand what happened to them because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at once. You can feel for the person who had a psychotic break while still holding them accountable for the thing they did when they had the psychotic break. And that
Absolutely.
is just not what you see present in Lindsay. You
Yeah.
don't see any remorse or conviction on her face.
No, she looks. I mean, she looks crazy, but she's just evil. I don't think that there's anything more than that. But Dr. Templar does have a solution. Women, if you are feeling post-pregnancy blues, there is a solution. You could just get pregnant again. Problem solved. Guys, see? Chat? We just solved it in
I
real
wasn't
time.
expecting that one. Wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah? That's right, guys. Sometimes female problems require simple male solutions. You could just get pregnant again, and all your problems go away. And then if you're feeling bad again, you just get pregnant again. You have another kid. There you go. Some people in chat saw that coming. But yeah,
Nope, I forgot that I should have been looking for that one. I should have been looking for that one.
all
My
right.
bad.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and yeah, I appreciate your opinion on this. I do think it's very, very important. Just
I have
to
to.
cover
I've
this
been
because
waiting for
there's
I've
a
been
wealth and a sea of like excuses and bullshit. I like to get past that and get to the heart of it, and just basically, say it like it is, because I think there are people that need to hear it more. Just the unvarnished truth. Yeah.
and I've been waiting for days for this one. I've been wanting to hop onto your Discord for a while on this particular case, and
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did.
I needed to say something out loud because I've been just boiling over too much, and yeah.
No, I completely understand. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on, and yeah, we'll do this again.
And by the way, hello, folks, to anybody who said hi to me, like Roach Kim.
Yeah.
All right, toodles.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
God bless. All right. Yeah. You see why I choose her to be, be an admin, be a moderator. That fire, that's important. That passion, that energy, that is vitally important. Because what this woman did is just abject evil. And I don't, I know that a lot of people want to put it on postpartum psychosis. This woman premeditated this. Her kids were older. 8 months. One of them was like 3 or 4, and one of them was, I think, 5. So the idea that this just all of a sudden came about, she was lying to her doctors, she was lying about taking her meds, she was lying to her husband. This woman was evil, and she wanted to do this, and she did it. And now, as a civilization, we need to come together and say, this woman needs to fry. And anyone else who supports her, you need to go in a padded cell. You need to be removed from civilization for a long time. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Okay. Maybe we cover a more lighthearted topic next. But I appreciate Althea jumping on. I appreciate her jumping on. That's great. 1 second. Okay. Is found okay. Okay, got that. Yeah, no, I completely understand. I understand why people are so passionate about it. And I agree with Althea completely on abortion. I do. I agree with. Oh, man. Okay. I agree with her completely. Wait, what's this?
Justice, Congress.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Congress created the Department of Justice. Congress funds the Department of Justice, and Congress is responsible for the oversight of the Department of Justice. When will we see justice? I'll tell you what I've not seen. I've not seen any arrests from the revelations in the Epstein files, over 3 million documents describing horrible things, describing unspeakable things.
You've not seen any arrests? You see why nobody trusts this retard? I can tell you 2 arrests off the top of my head. One was Epstein, which ultimately led to his death. And the other one was Ghislaine Maxwell. We've already had trials as it relates to this. The idea that we haven't had any arrests from the Epstein situation is just simply dishonest. We've had 2 major trials. Epstein is dead.
So much of it redacted. Over 24 people have resigned, CEOs, members of government worldwide. But I haven't seen any arrests or investigations here in the United States from this Department of Justice.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if this is what he wants to focus on, that's fine. But you really, what do you think is going to come of this? This showboating. We all want to get to the bottom of the Epstein files, but all you do is talk. No, all this guy does is talk. What, like, if you're really going to read the names, there's no need for like a 2-minute preamble. Say, guys, I'm Thomas Massey. They're not working fast enough. I'm going to be reading the names that are in the Epstein files. I have no way of knowing if these people are guilty or not, but their names are there. You can start to do the research yourself. They could have done this months ago. What is he waiting for? It's like these people, they just want to use it to showboat and they think that it's negativity against Trump. Just release it. Release the names. It says, is this the dumbass that released the wrong names? I mean, this guy, there's a reason that he lost. Okay? This guy ran for re-election and he lost, and there's a reason.
Prince Andrew, Duke of York, who has since been stripped of his royalty, his royal titles, due to his affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested. Peter Mandelson, who previously served as UK's ambassador to the United States, resigned in disgrace from United Kingdom's House of Lords and the Labour Party, and he's been arrested. Former Prime Minister of Norway, Torbjorn Jagland, has been charged But we don't see any charges, arrests, or investigations in the United States. What do we see? We see our FBI director celebrating in the locker room at the Olympics overseas.
See, this guy is just such an unbelievable retard. So what? Kash Patel isn't allowed to go to a sports event and celebrate? What? Like, what? Man, what an embarrassment this guy turned out to be.
It's fine to be proud of this country, but we should be proud of this country because we have a system of justice.
So this guy realized how absolutely retarded he sounded and tried to walk it back a little bit. Man.
That works.
Yeah, the Dow is at 50,000, guys.
And yet we do not. Who are the men that should be investigated? I'll name them right here. Leon Black. You don't even have to see past the redactions.
Who is
to
Leon
see that
Black?
This man needs to be investigated. Jess Staley.
You're not going to explain who these people are? You're just going to say a bunch of names and not explain? Who's Leon Black?
Accused of terrible things. It's right there in the files. Why is he not being investigated?
Well, maybe if you explain who they were. Like, and what connection they had to Epstein. Like, that would probably be a useful connection. But right now, you're just saying names.
And Leslie Wexner. Why did the FBI list him as a co-conspirator in their own documents in a child sex trafficking case and then tell him, according to him, that they had no questions for him? Why is that? Well, the Epstein Files Transparency Act requires the DOJ and the FBI to disclose to us their internal memos and emails about how they made those decisions, whether to prosecute or not prosecute. Yet they have not delivered those memos. And we still don't have the memos and documents and emails.
Like, understand, he has immunity. Where he's standing right there, he's got immunity. He could go and say, this guy, Leon Black, did X and X. He's somebody that works with X and works for X, and like he's in charge of X. He could, I'm not talking about X, the company, I mean like XYZ. Somebody in chat mentions the voice crack. Yeah, absolutely. But the fact is, this guy is obviously just using this to showboat and grandstand, rather than legitimately having some sort of passion for this. It's just pathetic. There's nothing to stop him from reading everything right now on the floor.
2008 to explain why Jeffrey Epstein was given such a light sentence in what would have been an open and shut case of child sex trafficking, which allowed him to go back and recommit these terrible crimes, create hundreds of more victims, and ensnare so many other people in his conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those documents that describe those decisions? We need justice. We want the Department of Justice to get to work, and that's what they need to do now.
Okay. Well, that was Thomas Massey. Instead of reading and releasing all the names, he just sort of demanded that other people do something. All right. Well, I mean, oh gosh, that's just so pathetic. Wow. I mean, speaking of pathetic, look at this. Anna Kasparian. Is my fist done charging? Never. My fist is never done charging. Althea says, sorry if there were points I was incoherent or stumbling over. No, you were great. No, you did fantastic. You did a fine job. You did an absolutely fine job. There's nothing to be nervous about. I know a lot of people do that. They'll give their take. It's not as easy as it looks, is it, to just give a one-time, a one take through opinion? Yeah. Well, it says, your voice was on, but to be frank, it turned into white noise after a minute. So, Kit Kat, are you TikTok brained? Turn into white noise. Are you like, you tune out after a minute? You're like, I can't listen. Yeah, she did a great job. A righteous. I can't control my chick filter. Oh, man.
Democratic Party that isn't prisoner to identity politics or isn't completely cucked by race grievance, I'm not a Democrat.
Oh, my gosh. Brothers, what are we doing? I'm looking at the political landscape, and you've got Shoe on Head that's giving an opinion that I think is fairly basic, but she's being agreed with by Ana Kasparian. I'm just stunned. Ana Kasparian is somebody that was one of the biggest defenders of woke and wokeness and identity politics. She was the one that said that you were garbage. If you made Harambe memes, you were garbage. And if you are making mean words about people that are minorities that are disenfranchised, I'm better than you. I'm much better than you. You are garbage. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember Ana Kasparian with the Harambe meme? Like, what are we doing? Why are we allowing these far-left lunatics to basically slither in and be like, oh, based? What the fuck would Ana Kasparian know about based? She spent the entirety of her political career and her, moments on the Young Turks promoting far-left garbage and some of the most foul and disgusting, divisive crap. But now all is forgiven. No, she's turning away from the left. Oh, okay. So you drop a nuclear bomb on the culture. You're anti-Christian. You're anti-Republican. You seethe and rage when Trump wins in 2016. Ana Kasparian went on the warpath against women who voted for Trump. What are we doing? I understand that people change, but the damage that these people have done, why are they being allowed in to have a voice? This is where I lose it from other people. They say, well, we want people, we want a big tent. No, not them. Not Ana Kasparian. No. Not Cenk Uygur. No. These far-left freaks have done irreparable damage to this country. The Young Turks got a couple cops shot at, and a cop lost his life due to Gavin Long. You remember Gavin Long? The guy that was inspired by Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks and the rhetoric that Ana Kasparian and Jimmy Dore and all these far-left freaks were just regurgitating? That guy? I'm telling you, where is the accountability for anything these days? There is nobody that is being held to account for the things that they've done. None. Where's the accountability? You made money off of the misfortune of this country. You wanted to doom us, If it were up to them, they fought to allow far-left communists to win elections in the United States. Cenk was part of the DSA. She would have been part of the DSA. Here's my take. Apparently, I'm in the minority. These people need to be crushed. Not because of some nebulous thing or, oh, Anna Kasparian is a white-presenting cis woman. She can't possibly have an opinion on this. No. The reason why she should be crushed and these other people should be crushed is because of what they've done. What they've advocated for, what they've pushed. Oh, now all of a sudden they're going to come to the conservative side. Once it was unfashionable to be a leftist. Once it was unfashionable, then they're going to come over here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put up my curtains. No, you stay with the sinking ship. The ship that you built, you're going to go down with it. We're not letting you on. Sorry.
Right? You think, again, you're being so smart by being such dicks to people, but you're not. That's not a smart thing to do. It's not a particularly clever thing to do. It's just a dick thing to do. I hope you grow up one day, and I don't mean like I'm not trying to be better than people by saying, oh, well, you guys are immature and I'm so mature. I make stupid jokes all the time. I make immature jokes all the time. But I try not to hurt other people while doing it. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
I don't think that's too much to ask for. And look, I've come to the realization that the people who get that rise out of, attacking others, putting other people down, those are miserable people, right? They're not happy people. And so this is how they get joy in their life. And I feel like if you see memes like that, or if you see people getting attacked, or if you will sit back and have no emotion when you see unarmed individuals getting shot and killed, well then, look, you're a sociopath, right?
You're a sociopath. So this obnoxious far-left hook-nosed yapping yenta is saying, if you don't agree with the Black Lives Matter narrative, where you have these absolute subhuman animals that were career criminals every fucking time, like clockwork, that were a pollutant on civilization as a whole, Anna and the rest of the gaggle of leftist retards were saying you are a sociopath if you say, you know what? George Floyd probably shouldn't have tried to take that much fentanyl, 5.5 times the lethal amount, tried to pay with a fake $20 bill, shouldn't have been trying to rob that store, shouldn't have been out of prison. Hey, you know what? Michael Brown, hands up, don't shoot was a lie. These people bought into every leftist hoax that damaged the culture, that inflamed racial tensions, that led to the riots that they profit off of. They profit off of the riots that would take place and say, this is what we need. We need reform. But now you're going to say that's enough? The only thing that really changed for Anna is that she was mugged. She was mugged as a result of the policies that she and Cenk and the Young Turks pushed for years. And when Anna said, I don't want to be mugged, that's terrible, which is normal, the left turned on her. And she's like, well, I don't want to be part of the left anymore. The system that you helped build, when you actually had to deal with it, you didn't like it, and then you left. But it doesn't mean that you didn't help build the system. I'm not saying that it's all on Anna. But all of these people on the left, they now want to just shed all of the moments from their leftist past, and now they want to move on. Oh, Anna Kasparian is going to say the word based. It's pathetic.
And so I feel bad for you more than anything, right? And so if you want to attack me for being overly emotional or for passionately, defending those who are defenseless, then go ahead. You can attack me all you want. But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage, okay? If you get a rise out of attacking the powerless, you're garbage. And you can call me a social justice warrior. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. At this point, I don't give a shit, okay? Yeah. That's it. That's who I am.
I'm swearing. That's how you know I'm serious. You can call me a social justice warrior. I don't give a shit. Well, apparently you give a shit now. You said that with your whole chest, swearing, spitting. And now? Oh, well, I mean, maybe. No. This was over Harambe memes. It's literally over Harambe memes. And you're freaking out. You were a social justice warrior. You're still a social justice warrior. You just don't want to deal with the consequences of being a social justice warrior anymore. You realize it's not popular. You realize it's not winning. And now you want to trade in your hand for a new one. Well, no. You're going to have to play the hand that you built. You got to play with your deck. I said deck, not dick.
I am, and it is what it is.
So it's not a matter of being better that somebody's richer, more famous, whatever. No, it's a matter of who's more decent to other human beings. And if you
Okay. Damn. Okay. I need a new sound. In addition to everything else, I need a new soundboard. I don't know why. I have this issue. Yeah, my stream is under attack. Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. All right. Well, I mean, at least you got to hear the Anna Kasparian Bart. Yeah. So, how are we only at $25 for the quartering war bond? Didn't like two people say that they were going to donate like $100 each to try to get the quartering in there? We're only at $25. Maybe they should just take it down. Maybe just take it down in defeat. Maybe they got excited in the moment. They got excited in the moment. $100. But I mean, we're at $25 for our quartering war bond. It's just, it's more than he deserves, but I don't think it's enough that's going to be able to bring him in. I don't think it's going to be enough. I just don't think so. Don't DSP on me. DSP? Pfft. What do you mean DSP? You asked for this. Now, guys. See, Heinrich. It says my $100 stands if it happens. Yeah. All right. Maybe I should just take it down and investigate the stream ASAP. Unless I have a number to show him, I don't think he's gonna think it's real. So, I think we're gonna just power it down. Power it down. DSP bragging about his cars was crazy. DSP has a lot of really crazy clips, including his playing of Super Mario Sunshine. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. But it was a good idea to create a courting war bond, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to do it. And, it's true. I shouldn't be crowdfunding or doing stuff like that. It was a good idea yesterday, but today I'm realizing it's just not good. Anyway, we'll move on. We got to talk about the Iran war escalation. It says he played with his little sunshine on stream. Oh, little Phil. Little Phil. Yeah, I put the offer out there to the courting. He hasn't responded. I mean, he needs the money now more than ever due to what's going on with his dog. But yeah, something tells me he's just going to try to beg for money on his own platform. Yeah. Okay. Here's a list of states. Oh, the camera is on. Oh, it says it's been on the whole time. Huh? Oh, oh no, no, ah, no! Don't remind us. Don't remind us. Don't remind us, please. Please. Oh gosh. That's terrible. Brothers, we're going to be talking about the current state of Iran because you will likely have heard a lot of different takes. There are people that are betting on America failing, and there are people that you wouldn't expect, especially in the right-wing scene. But I'm just here to give you the cold, hard facts. Iran is doing terribly. Worse than you're being told in the media and by the people that want to see Trump fail. And it's not just across one dimension, like, oh, they're doing bad in the war. Oh, their navy has been devastated. Oh, their aircraft, are gone, basically. They've lost the ability to conduct, what we would call a traditional kinetic war with planes and tanks and all that. However, it's so much more. Iran's real currency hits record low as U.S. prepares to announce more sanctions. Oh, it's not just sanctions. We're going to be taking a look. It's more than just sanctions. We have declared economic war on Iran, and that's something that happened within the last couple days. We have declared economic war on Iran, the likes of which I haven't really seen in my lifetime. So we're going to watch a video from Scott Bessent, who's the Treasury Secretary, and he's going to, explain what's going on in Iran. But their currency has hit a record low. They're not able to pay their troops. So their soldiers, they're not able to pay them. They are in dire straits right now, and we haven't even implemented what we're going to be implementing. The people that thought that the U.S. was going to lose, you are a genuine idiot. It says, why haven't we done this already? I think it's because initially they thought that we would be able to solve this in a more reasonable amount of time. And now that it's clear that we're not going to be able to solve it as quickly as Trump thought, now it's maximal pressure. Also, they may have feared retaliation. They may have feared retaliation that Iran would indiscriminately start bombing their neighbors again. But at this point, it seems like they've talked to the neighbors and they said, look, this is what we're going to do. Prepare yourselves. We're going to be there to try to alleviate the worst of it. But this is the reality going forward. And now the currency of Iran is essentially worthless, and it's going to soon be worth even less. So if you haven't been paying attention, you'd be forgiven for thinking that the U.S. is losing this war and that Iran is going to come out on top and that it's going to be a great day for the IRGC. But no, it's only going to end badly.
Good afternoon. Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented
Operation Economic Outcast. What a great name. What a great name. Operation Economic Outcast. Yeah.
unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers. In the Second World War, D-Day marked the historic beginning of a campaign with our allies to target and drive the enemy from its positions, including those in third countries. Today, in that same spirit, we are launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline that sustains this tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. Iran's fanatics devote themselves to death to America and seek nuclear weapons to do just that. They have murdered and maimed more of our citizens and service members than any other terrorist regime on earth. And they have been at war against America, their neighbors in the Gulf, and much of the world for 47 years. President Trump has taken action that his predecessors have long deferred. And under his leadership, America is no longer managing the Iranian threat. We are ending it. Our great armed forces have laid the groundwork for achieving the President's objective of preventing Iran from ever obtaining nuclear weapons. They have shown America's resolve to finally end this threat. And the strength of America's economy under President Trump allows us to wage this sustained financial operation alongside the might of our military. Iran now faces a very clear choice with only two paths before them: complete global isolation and a subsistence economy, or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy. Today, we are launching Operation Economic Outcast to foreclose every other option available to the Iranian regime. Treasury has mapped every node, every facilitator, and every network that Iran has used to smuggle oil and evade sanctions. Beginning today, the actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. We are enforcing a zero leakage approach. There will be no minimal breathing space for the regime to rebuild its capacity to inflict terror against America and the world. The final refuge of this regime is the mistaken conclusion of nations that still finance the Iranian threat in the hopes of evading it. It is no longer acceptable to operate in the gray spaces of this conflict. Countries cannot claim they are blind to enabling this activity. Iran's enablers purchase, transport its petroleum. They facilitate the flow of its finances through exchange houses and free trade zones. They welcome Iran's flights and maintain registries on its behalf. They turn a blind eye to seaborne fuel transfers and overland transits. They condone illicit use of their banks, all the while concealing the extent of their complicity. The president is making phone calls to world leaders with specific requests to cease their interactions with the regime. We are already seeing results. Over the weekend, comments from Iranian leadership clearly acknowledged the effect of this campaign, and nations that facilitate any interactions with the regime should quickly heed our message. Those who stand with the United States will reap the rewards of our partnership. Those who tether themselves to the Iranian regime should expect to share in the isolation of a withering regime.
Wow. So that is the ultimatum of ultimatums. If you stand with Iran, if you don't comply with this, you will lose any and all support from the United States. We will not trade with you. And you will be out of the partnership with the petrodollar. Wow. That is scorched earth. Yeah. I agree. I think this is something that needs to be done. There are many people that didn't think Trump would go this far. They thought Trump would just lose. They thought Trump would just, you know what, tuck tail and leave. You know? We can provide air and sea support, seems fair. Yeah. So it'll be very fascinating to see what comes of this and who decides to stay loyal to Iran.
Teams from Treasury, State, and the U.S. military are now meeting with their global counterparts to tell them that the United States expects action. Every country has a defined timeline to shut down activities we have identified. If they do not take action, we will do so unilaterally through Treasury authorities. For example, every branch of Bank Melay must be shuttered and dark. And let me be clear, any entity that facilitates money laundering on behalf of Iran will be removed from the U.S. dollar system. The clock just started ticking. The new sectoral sanctions determinations issued today target 5 of Iran's most vital lifelines that it exploits in other countries: digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. These measures broaden secondary sanctions risk for anyone foolish enough to continue conducting business with this regime and will accelerate the speed with which we pursue them. As I speak, Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control is also sanctioning over 60 entities, individuals, and vessels around the world that enable the Iranian regime to procure illicit nuclear and missile technology, conduct cyber operations, and generate oil revenue. This is a sustained campaign to collapse every last option for Iran. Let there be no ambiguity as to the position of the United States. An economic engagement of any kind with this murderous regime will expose those responsible to the full reach of American power. For decades, this regime has drawn strength from a calculus that regards Iranian retaliation as certain and American enforcement as negotiable. Under President Trump, that era is over. To the ordinary soldiers supporting this regime,
just going out and saying it. Yeah, Iran has been a terrorist state. They've been a terrorist state. They've been a state sponsor, funder of terror. And he's like, not anymore. All right, not anymore. You do that, we're going to hit you 10 times harder. And we're going to hit you in the pocketbook. And this is going to do more damage than 1,000 bombs, 10,000 bombs. You can't pay your troops. That's going to create a whole amount of problems. You know, what this is, for those that are unfamiliar with history, what this is a modern day siege. You know about siege warfare? Well, one of the things about siege warfare is you would isolate one castle, one kingdom, And you wouldn't allow trade in or out. So basically they'd have to live on the food stores, because the castle, the government at the time, would have these stores of food. And they'd have to parse them out to the people. And there'd be other people with food, but the thieves would come in and they'd steal all the food. And they'd steal all the food so that they could sell it. And you had people that were starving that would be selling, their diamonds. Like, hey, give me a diamond, I need a potato. So the idea here is we're not only limiting your ability to wage war, but your economics are going to take an absolute pounding. I mean, I gotta say, it's a modern day siege. And we're going to see what happens. I think this is going to be brutally effective.
As more and more of your paychecks stop or are supposedly just delayed, ask whether your commanders are leading your country to triumph or to ruin. And recall that the Berlin Wall fell when ordinary soldiers decided not to shoot at their own people. And to those who enable Tehran, do not discount the cost of testing Washington's resolve. No nation should expect to enjoy the rewards of our system while helping those who seek to destroy it. It is now a time for world leaders to make a decision between prosperity and isolation, peace and terror, America and Iran. The campaign we begin today will gather force with every day that follows, and it will not end until this regime stands alone. With that, I welcome your questions.
All right, here comes the media.
David from Reuters.
Oh, he just knew his name.
One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the ability to impose secondary sanctions on banks and financial institutions that facilitate transactions for Iran.
Yeah.
Chinese banks have often been talked about being targeted, but we don't see any of those institutions targeted here. Is that something that is coming in this campaign, or is the very delicate trade truce with China something that could prohibit you from going that far and taking that very big step?
We want to make clear here today that no one is above the reach of U.S. sanctions. That if they facilitate transactions and are part of the ecosystem that turns Iranian oil into money, into repression, they will be targeted. We find that the best way to engage with countries is through quiet diplomacy, and we are level setting with every country to tell.
So basically, yes, China is also on the chopping block. China's also on the chopping block. That's what he's saying. China better not help Iran.
Tell them our expectations. We know who they are. They know who they are. So when the hammer of U.S. Treasury actions falls upon them, they will have no one to blame but themselves. So, Richard from CBS.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You said the president is calling world leaders with specific asks and that there's a defined timeline. Who is he calling and what are the asks?
We're not going to name names. That we've already seen some results, and that I am confident the president, as you all know, is quite persuasive, and we are following his calls up with calls from visits and calls from the State Department and from the U.S. Treasury, expecting them.
What a stupid question. What a stupid question. You think he's going to tell you all the people he's calling and what he's asking? What a stupid question.
Are telling the leaders, the countries, and the entities exactly what we expect and the timelines. And I would expect that very quickly, if they do not respond, then you will see the ramifications of their actions.
Can you say how far the timelines are?
Again, I'm not going to set timelines, but we do not have infinite patience here. Jennifer?
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. You just said moments ago that no one is above U.S. sanctions. What specific secondary sanctions or penalties is Treasury prepared to levy against Chinese banks and shipping firms if they do not comply?
What? Why are you focusing on the China angle? What secondary sanctions are you? Like, what point, what part of scorched earth do you not understand? He's like, the first guy's like, if China does this, are you going to go after him? He's like, yes, I'm going to go after him. But what about China? Are you going to go after them too? It's like, yeah, he already said that.
And then secondly, as you look to take these unprecedented sanctions, you've also said that as the Iran conflict fades and oil prices recede, that will help bring down long-term bond yields. In the meantime, you have mentioned your toolkit, and I'm curious if you are looking at reducing auction sizes for longer-term dated Treasury debt going forward, and what other actions you may consider from that toolkit.
Yeah, well, why don't we work backwards? We issued the quarterly refunding announcement 2.5 weeks ago. We are going to continue with our regular program of auctions, so you will be hearing from us again at the beginning of next quarter. In terms of, as I said, every country, every entity should know that they should be prepared to face U.S. sanctions, and no one is above this. We are going to hold everyone accountable, and this is economic asphyxiation of this regime. And Jennifer, as I said, no one should test our resolve. So, Josh from the New York Post.
Josh from the New York Post. So, what about China? What about secondary sanctions against Chinese banks? What about China? So, asked and answered. Objection, asked and answered.
You said you weren't going to name names, but there's been some reports that the United Arab Emirates is among some of the first nations to take seriously these words from the United States to cut off all business interactions with Iran. Is UAE leading the way in this respect?
I would think that the actions that they took last week were not coincident, but likely causal. And I would expect that we would see a broad array of countries taking similar actions as we continue our engagement. The UAE have been very good partners and have taken the brunt of the Iranian attacks in the Gulf. And what have these countries gotten over the years from appeasing Iran? They were subject to violent attacks. While we were bombing Iran, they were bombing them. So it shows that with this regime, appeasement does not work. And on the other side, with this regime, trying to buy appeasement will no longer work in the eyes of the United States of America. And I want to emphasize that we are spreading out across the world as we speak, that you will see a wave of sanctions when you leave this meeting today, and you should expect that cadence to continue. And I would expect that you will see a major announcement of a financial institution being sanctioned by the end of this week. So, Samira from Sky.
Okay.
Yep. No. No. Are you? No. I'm looking for Samira from Sky.
She left.
No. Hi.
Does the United States and President Trump still want Canada to become a state? He did say that they're getting all the benefits of being a state without being one.
I think he would like Canada to come to the table and negotiate in good faith. They were
Yeah,
offered
diplomatic
quite a good
answer.
deal last week. They chose to reject it. Unfortunately, Prime Minister Carney rose to power on an anti-American, anti-Trump platform. I believe he was more than 20 points behind, and he seems to have gone back to his old playbook. And I think one has to ask oneself: is he trying to benefit himself, the Liberal Party, or the Canadian people? Because they were offered a very good job. So, yep.
Thank you,
Okay.
Secretary Besant. If I could shift to bond yields quickly. We saw them tick down today after some turbulence and going up last week. Can you tell us if there's any possibility that there will be more bond buybacks anytime soon?
Again, we haven't bought a single bond yet. The next
Okay.
the next time we have an operation is September 9th. So we will see on September 9th. All right.
Yeah, the media
one
is
more.
just so unbelievably ridiculous.
You in the front.
But I would take Alberta
Described
if
this as an
Alberta wants to
economic
come to
D-Day,
state.
but D-Day wasn't a threat of an invasion, and the U.S. didn't give a timeline to Germany. So why not impose the sanctions today?
Well, we are giving everyone the opportunity to remedy bad behavior. Why would I want to blow up the global financial system? We believe that it is important to level set and give people a cure period, but they should know that that will move very quickly and that we are serious. Secondary sanctions are a very
the
powerful
media,
tool, and we
they're
here at
not sending their best.
This is Gene Lang, the acting Undersecretary for Terrorism Finance. And in the Terrorism Finance Department and at OFAC, the reason we are able to use secondary sanctions is because we do not take their use lightly. So we believe that a warning shot and a level set of expectations is appropriate. And if people do not want to meet our expectations, then we expect, and they should expect, that they will leave the dollar system. Okay? Thank you all.
Man, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Get out of the media is retarded. I don't blame you, brother. Get out. The media is stupid. The media is dumb. He's like, get me out of here. So we're gonna follow up. We got our boy Matt Morse coming in. We got Morse of the Morse Force. You know. So we're going to take a look at Matt Morse and his take on this. I like Matt Morse. I'm going to be honest. I like the guy. I do. So let's see. See what Matt Morse has to say.
Tightened the noose. And now, I kid you not, the Iranian regime is totally collapsing. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Late last night, we got an emergency statement from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He said this. And I quote, President Trump has dismantled Iran's military capabilities, destroyed nearly 100% of its military factories, and buried its nuclear program. We are now entering the end game. He said, at dawn begins an economic D-Day, the single greatest financial offensive ever marshaled against an enemy or an adversary. The Islamic Republic has subsisted by dressing extortion as security guarantees. It has drawn strength from a calculus that regards Iranian retaliation as certain and American enforcement as negotiable. However, under President Trump, that era is over. And those who fear the danger of defying Tehran ought not to discount the cost of testing Washington.
W. I like the language. I like the language. I like Scott Bessent's. I like his fervor, his passion. I like his enthusiasm. Yeah, we're gonna hit them harder than they've ever been hit. You're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe they hit them so hard.
The president has created the conditions to leverage every agency, every authority, and action many assumed we would never summon. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline that sustains the tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. Folks, this is the
tyrannical. Oh man, the tyrannical regime. They're so tyrannical. I like that. Tyrannical.
The brutal, dire warning that Scott Bessent issued last night. He said at dawn, all hell breaks loose. Well, here we are. It's midday on Monday. Where do things currently stand, folks? Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said this morning, anyone who helps Iran will be removed from the U.S. dollar system. Bessent says countries who stick with Iran will be isolated alongside them. Folks, the U.S. dollar is the global reserve currency. Almost all of the global oil trade is conducted, almost all trade globally is conducted in the US dollar. And we have the capacity here in the United States to cut people off, to cut entire countries off. Bessent comes out today and says, if anybody is working with, aiding and abetting, supporting, facilitating any trade, any economic interaction whatsoever with the Iranian regime, you are getting de-dollared. You are cut off and shut down. Folks, this is massive. Take a listen to this.
Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury.
Yeah, we already watched this. I just wanted to add in Matt Morse's take. I like the guy. I do. And so, yeah, he did a great summary of what's going on. You know, it's basically scorched earth. If you side with our enemies, we're going to rout you. We're going to debank you. We're going to make you hurt. all of the finances, we're taking all of it. Anyway, yeah, great news. It's devastating. And hopefully this will bring Iran to the table. Do I think they're going to? No, but it would be nice. If, cooler heads prevailed in Iran, they took out their leadership, and they brought people that were actually going to do a good job. Somebody that's not going to just attack indiscriminately the people in the region. And is going to create a level of prosperity for the people in Iran that honestly they deserve after all these years of an Iranian regime, a Muslim regime. Anyway, that'll do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Let's see here. The Iranian regime. The Iran. Escalated. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to finish that up. Okay, let's take a look. Is the stream over? No, it's never over. You know it's not over. You've been here long enough to know it's not over. I should ban you for being that fucking retarded. I should ban you. Banished to the Shadow Realm. Oh, gosh. That's... Okay. We got one hell of a story. And we got one hell of a story. We're gonna talk about it. Guys, I hope you're prepared. I hope you're prepared. Okay. Let's see. I wish I could. I wish I could show it on stream. Ugh. Actually, I'm glad I can't. Okay, yeah, I can't show that on stream. Okay, I can't show that. Brothers, today we're going to be talking about the latest Grand Theft Auto 6 leak. A lot of people have been speculating, does this leaker have, a full build of the game? Do they have the goods? And it appears that they do. What we're going to be talking about is something that you can go on X and find. I am not going to be showing any of it at all. For two reasons. Two very important reasons. Number one, Take-Two might actually send Black Hawk helicopters and the CIA and Mossad to come and take me out if I even played a whiff of any of these leaks. And two, the material themselves precluded me from showing you what is on what is on screen. What I can show you is a nice, safe, not illegal logo. That's right, a Grand Theft. Well, okay, that's not a logo. That's a leak. That's a leak. But so, what I want to talk about today is the Grand Theft Auto 6 nudist colony leak. I'm just going to explain to you what I've seen here. There is apparently a town that is a nudist colony, and all of the people there are very fat and unattractive and very naked. They're completely naked and they're fat and they're unattractive. That's the leak. That's what it shows. And so I've taken a look at it and I have determined that, that looks horrible to look at, but it is real. I even checked with the AI. I asked Grok, and as we all know, Grok is the ultimate arbiter of whether something is real or not. And it does seem to be real, and a lot of people are pushing it out, talking about it. So that's the current leak, and it is crazy. Are you telling me that GTA 6, they're like, yeah, you know what we need? We need to add a bunch of nudists into this game. I don't know what value this adds, but I have a feeling this is probably self-inserts from people that are working on the game. Given how fat the woman is that's doing the naked lap dance on the fat guy in this clip, I'm imagining these are all self-inserts. That the people behind the scenes are like, we want to be part of the games. You know how, like, in the old days, like, people who worked on Doom would, like, write their name on the wall? Well, apparently these people wanted to be part of it too. But the leak does appear to be genuine. And that has to be extremely worrying for Take-Two and Rockstar. Now, there have been people that have said, this isn't a big deal. Well, like, we're not taking this seriously. But you know that's a lie based on how hard they've been going after people. You know how hard they've been going after people. You know that if it were just a little deal and they didn't care, they would not be doing what they're doing. Which, by the way, includes, but is not limited to, going after Discord and trying to get information from users in Discord, from people's Discord servers. Renal MD says this is a marketing ploy. Here's why I don't think it's a marketing ploy. I don't think it's a marketing ploy, and I'll tell you why. Because this nudist leak, this doesn't do anything to sell the game. This doesn't do anything to sell the game. This doesn't make the game seem better. Like, if this were a marketing stunt, the things that would be released would be different things about the game that are enhancing your interest in buying it. This just seems to show a bunch of fat, naked people in the game. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm determining if I'm going to buy a game or not, listen, if there's a bunch of fat women in the game, yes, I am less likely to buy the game. No, but you're talking about it. Yeah, but that is a faulty mentality. Not all good PR, not all PR is good PR. Yeah, they're talking about us. But they're not. Here's why. They've lost $3 billion in market value. I understand what you're saying. I do. I get what you're saying. But if it is a marketing stunt, it's one of the worst marketing stunts in history. We are talking about it. But the damage to their stock. Reno, look at this. Look at this. Like, that is not a marketing decision. Unless, how do we lose over $3 billion worth of market value? See, Take-Two would not do this. Rockstar would not do this. They wouldn't. This has been devastating for them and makes them as a company look weak. They've lost tremendous amounts of money. They've had to go scorched earth. They have legitimately subpoenaed Dark Viper AU, a content creator. They would not be doing this just for a marketing stunt, because they've taken damage to their reputation, to their bottom line, and now the material that's actually being sent out there, it doesn't make them look good. And I'm not going to show it to you for obvious reasons, but all you have to do is go on X and type in GTA 6 nudist leak, and you can see the leak for yourself until they take them all down. Now, it could be that it's a marketing stunt from the cyber leak person. Maybe it's not from Take-Two. Maybe it's just like it's a trick. But the fact is, they've lost a ton of money, a ton of respect. They've actually legally subpoenaed people. I don't think this is a marketing stunt. I don't think that they would be willing to take that sort of risk. And I don't see any upside. So I don't believe that conspiracy theory. I just believe the game is leaked and they don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is from people selling. Yeah, because they want to get out. Have you ever considered that maybe the decline and death of all the bread in circuses is a good thing? Perhaps men will finally be motivated to fix society when they're no longer distracted. I think that there should always be literature. There should always be forms of entertainment. I think you can obviously take it too far, like with anything. But would I rather something like this be destroyed? No. I think something like this should exist. People should make a choice. If you are so deprived of motivation and will that you suck your entire life into the game, well, that's your choice, and you're going to have to live with the consequences. So, but I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree that it is a net negative, games like this. This game definitely will hurt society and culture, very clearly. But ultimately, that's a choice that people are going to have to make. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. This is something that has been ongoing. People have been wondering, does this guy even have anything? Well, it appears that he does. And this guy's CyberLeak, he has released this, and who knows what else he's going to release. And so, there are a lot of things that CyberLeak says that I actually do agree with. A lot of the issues in the gaming industry, I just don't approve of the way that he's going about it. I don't approve of the way that Take-Two is going about trying to find people, but I understand. They've got a $1 billion franchise to try to defend. So I get it. But anyway, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Guys, the nudist colony, if you want to go see it, you can go watch it on X. I'm not going to touch it on here with a 10-foot pole. It was disgusting. Don't recommend. Anyway, that'll do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Let me get this up. Oh, man. Yeah, some people can go on X and see it if you want. Should we play some GTA 6? Should we play some Should we play some Helldivers? I think we should. I think we should play some Helldivers. Let me boot up the game. Let me boot up the game. Let's see. Okay. Got that. So I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to put the quartering war bond back up. I think that's interesting enough. Listen, but we got 7 days to go. I want to try to get that number as high as we can. So we got Heinrich that generously offered to donate if he shows up. We got Renal MD that generously offered to donate if he shows up. I've offered to put in $100. And then whatever on top of that, we will just add to the pile.
Liberty. Hi there.
You know.
Democracy.
Because I do want to get the quartering to do that. I think it'd be good for everyone. I do. I think that'd be good for everyone.
No. Sweet liberty. No.
It would.
Look familiar? Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could.
So what I will say, anyone who wants to donate to the quartering thing, 3 rules. These are 3 very important rules. Rule number 1, you should only donate if you can donate. Meaning, if you don't have the money to do it, please don't even consider it. Secondly, you should only donate if you want to be part of it. If you want to do it, you shouldn't be pressured. And number 3, understand that if you donate and the quartering doesn't go through with it, yeah, I'm not refunding that. So it'll go towards something else. We'll put that money towards something else. So those are the 3 rules. Now, with that in mind, if you want to donate to the quartering war bond, you can. But there's no obligation. There's no duty and commitment. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's watch me play this game very badly. And all my haters can laugh at me for being bad at this video game. And Doyle says, the donation button is broken. Yeah. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that the donation button is broken. I very much do not believe you. I think you're lying. I think you're fibbing. Okay. Breach hammer. I don't want a breach hammer. No. Oh God. Dude, I should just. Anyway.
Mission coordinates locked.
Super hell dive.
Hellpods prime.
Super hell dive. Let's see. Where? All right. We probably should wait for other people. Probably should wait. I mean, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal. Okay. Yeah, we should probably wait.
Mission preparation aborted.
Or maybe... Yeah, we should wait.
Mission coordinates locked.
Um...
Pods primed.
Let's see. Look at the drip. Look at the drip. Man, look at how sparse my thing is. I need more weapons on there. I'm gonna go add more weapons to my ship.
Allied destroyer has joined squadron.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Woo! You ever play co-op games? Not particularly. Look at those guns. Look at that. I don't know. I'm not generally. Like, what in particular? I should play RuneScape.
What about here? Here? What about here?
Okay.
Here?
Why is it an invalid drop point? Okay. 500 kiloton bomb. Let's go. Laser. Let's go. Rover. Laser. Rover. I don't need the 100 kiloton. I just need something that'll do some damage. Calling time, 5 seconds. I'm going to do the orbital laser. And then for when things get really tough, I got the suit of armor. Okay. Let's go. Most of the stuff my dad says will get TT demonetized. Probably. I don't know. Yeah, we don't want to be demonetized. We want to be able to have a channel that's recommended in the algorithm. Let's see. Resident Evil 5, Borderlands 2. Alien Fire Team Elite. Interesting, I never heard of it. Yeah, we've been playing Helldivers. I'm loving this game. I am. We have a lot of fun. This is the most co-op game I play. I mean, technically, this is a co-op game. All right. Wow. Am I a good picker or what? Let's go. I landed right on. Wait, is that guy? Is he stuck there? Okay, where are we going?
Tagging map, south, 100 meters.
Yeah. I'm just gonna follow them. Okay. Oh, look at this They got him. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it was a mirage.
Marking location.
Okay. It'd be nice to have a laser beam again. Anyways, I gotta go. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for holding things down, taking care of things. Appreciate it. Okay. Oh, you guys forgot a... You guys forgot one.
Requesting orbital strike. Calling in orbital strike.
Ooh, it folded like nothing. Okay. Yeah, we're not going down there yet. Please. All right. I'm following the group this time. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of them. For those that are wondering, we are on super hell dive difficulty. We're on super hell dive. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Objective located. South, 100 meters. Objective located. Marking location. Southeast, 100 meters. Tagging location. South.
Okay. All right. Where? Oh. Oh, right. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm just going to follow this guy. Shoot him right in his mouth. Woo! Sending in an eagle. All right, let's go, boys. Can you? Can you close one of these with laser? I don't know if that did it or somebody shot at it. Very nice.
Calling in reinforcements. Rare sample acquired.
Yes, sir. Who had the rare samples? Oh, okay.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Okay. Well. All right, there's a lot of them. Okay.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Oh gosh. What are you why?
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Oh gosh.
Objective critical stratagem available.
Go. He ran my ass over.
Not today!
He ran my ass over. Yeah. I don't blame you. You gotta call in for reinforcements, though. What? Why would you leave? That's so pathetic. Rage quitting. Rage quitting. Can you imagine? There you go. How about that? How you like that, huh? Okay, where's my stuff? What the fuck?
Reinforcing!
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Okay.
Package fire!
Okay.
Dropping package. Requesting air support.
Okay. Very nice. And try to take it down from here. All right, we're running. Oh gosh, that's a big boy. Oh man. Yeah, that was a big explosion. That was a big old explosion.
Dropping package.
Okay, alright, I don't like how many of you there are. I do not like how many of you. Okay, where are... Okay, you gotta be... Oh man, I gotta be super careful. You gotta be super careful. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, run this way. Run this way. No.
Dropping a pin. West, 100 meters.
Okay. Man, we made. I need.
Requesting sentry.
I gotta get to the.
Permanent hive structure destroyed.
Look at how many there are. Why is my thing not shooting them? Oh man, look at that. Yeah, shoot, get them all. Get all of them. Every single one of them. Where's the supply? Oh, there they are.
Permanent hive structure destroyed.
Fantastic. Okay. I love my little rover. I do. Where is this thing hiding? Where is this big, ugly monstrosity hiding? Oh gosh. Oh man, we took it down. Let's freaking go. Who doubted? Which of you doubted? Which of you doubted? Oh gosh.
Not today!
Why isn't my thing shooting?
Calling in reinforcements! Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Okay, why isn't it shooting? Oh, I don't like that one bit. He's hiding. He's hiding the whole time.
Half reinforcement budget remaining. Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Okay. Okay. Well. Run. Yeah, how you like that, huh? You can't fit. You gotta go all the way around. Asshole.
Terminate outpost purged.
Okay. Hey, here you go. Hey, buddy. There, just for you. Just for you, buddy. There you go. There you go. Just for you. A present. Come on. What the fuck? You little shit. Okay.
Reinforcing.
I like that thing having my back. It is definitely nice. It is definitely nice. It's an improvement. That Los Angeles wants to open masturbation camps for the homeless. Oh gosh, I hope not. That sounds terrible. That sounds absolutely horrible. Can you imagine? damn, Let's see. Oh man, more stims. Thank you, please. Yeah, die, motherfucker. Oh gosh. Okay, I think I got all of them. I think they're all gone.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
I will take a look at that, Reno. I'll see if that's the case, if they are making masturbation camps in California. It's disgusting.
Tactical asset near your location.
Heavy.
Calling in orbital strike.
Oh gosh. Oh! He got me.
Calling down a sentry. Calling in reinforcements.
Oh, right in the middle of everyone. Perfect.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Very nice.
Reporting to the front. New man.
No! I drowned! No! 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 I drowned! You gotta be kidding me. I just drowned.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Yikes.
Joining the fray.
Okay. It's terrible. Okay. I need my laser cannon.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Deploying equipment package.
In fact, I think it's time
Requesting walker.
to bring down the walker.
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
Okay, yeah, time to bring down the walker. Oh gosh. All right, here we go, boys. All right, now where's my stuff I dropped?
Dropping a pin. East. 300 meters.
Sub-objective nearby.
Maybe we deal with this first. Make sure that everyone's taken care of here. Okay, then I'm gonna go get my stuff. I'm going in, boys. I'm going to go get my stuff. Look at this. We're going with my Gundam. Look at how big those bones are. They're huge. Massive bone.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Okay, let's see. Anything here? No. Nothing here for me. Okay. All right. Just gonna move right through. Just gonna go right through, and if there are any enemies, we're gonna take them out. Look at this. I got my very own Gundam. Okay. Look at that. By God, I am invincible.
No pain, no freedom.
Wait, I can repair myself in here? Okay, here's this.
Sample collected. Requesting sentry.
Okay, super credits. Alright. We got credits. I already got all my stuff. Okay. Now we can just go back. Oh gosh. I mean, why won't you die? Excuse me. Thank you. That took more shots than I think it should. Okay. Well, we're shockingly close to where we need to be. We are shockingly close to where we need to be. Okay, well. There's a lot of them. Okay. Where? Oh, I'm going this way. Okay, here we go.
Reinforcing.
I need to... It would be nice to have a turret.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Okay. Okay. Oh man, there are a lot of them. I think what I'm gonna do. Clear them out! Clear them out! Oh gosh, no. Okay. That's the way you want to play it, buddy? Alright, fine. Gosh, there are a lot of you. Oh my gosh. Just an endless spawn of these guys. Oh gosh. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm out. Run. Run. Run away.
Tactical asset near your position.
Can these guys? Oh yeah, they can like sense me. They can sense me.
Allied destroyer leaving squadron.
Oh gosh. All I have to do is wait like 30 more seconds. God, why do these people quit so easily? It's genuinely pathetic. Okay.
Reinforcement budget depleted. Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Ooh, okay.
Get some! Get some!
Okay. All right.
Calling down a walker.
Now I get my last walker. Get me in here. How? How? I was in my machine. Reno says sent you a link on the other platform. Yeah, I will absolutely take a look at it when we're done. I will absolutely take a look at it and see. Joker Crazy, I know you're not playing Mech Warrior in 2026. Yeah, Mech Warrior, that's what I'm playing. Yeah. Well, there's no way they can revive me. They gotta wait. Let's see. Google was suppressing it, huh?
Objective completed.
Yeah, we're playing Titanfall too.
Reinforcement funding approved.
I just played Mech Warrior 5. Alright.
Request approved.
Here we go. Okay, where's my stuff? Oh man, I completely lost my mech. My last mech. It's not still there. No. Let's see. Little shits. Oh, gosh.
Freedom never sleeps!
All right, it's time to get out of here. Man. Okay. First things first. We gotta finish. We gotta accomplish the mission.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
Okay. All right. They. Okay. Oh, you gotta escort 30 people. Yikes. Okay, here's one. Here's two. Okay, I'll leave it to the mech, and I'll just keep hitting them. I'll just keep hitting them as they keep coming in. We got two. We got four.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Hey, that's okay. Very nice. Great job. Great job. Although, I mean, I don't know if we should be fighting them right there on the... But, I mean, what are you going to do? All right, 5. Six. Oh boy.
5 minutes left. We can't stay this low much longer, Helldiver.
All right. All right, we got 7. Let's see.
Calling down a sentry. Our citizens depend on you for their safety.
Oh man. We got 10 seconds. Oh, and, mini nuke! Oh gosh.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Oh gosh, look at all of them. Stop, you got no head. You shouldn't be moving. You shouldn't be moving. You got no head. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I sort of can't do anything. Let's see. High yield explosive. Okay, it's sure. Damn. 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 Well, they got me. Orbital gas strike. This has actually been fun. It's pretty tough. Brothers in here. Try and complete the mission. Damn, get him. Get him.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
All right. Get him. Get those stems. Get him, boy. Get him.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Let's see. Damn, look at that.
1 minute remains. Destroyer departure imminent.
Oh boy. Oh gosh. That's not good. That is really not good. That's not good, boys. What the fuck are you all doing? Dying, apparently. Apparently they're all dying.
Super destroyer leaving low orbit. Emergency extraction shuttle deployed.
Emergency. Reinforcement unavailable. It's just not updating.
ETA T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
So apparently everyone's getting killed. All the people are getting killed. It's just them two in the end. Oh, guy got his mech in. That's nice.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. We're gonna stick it out. They aren't going to be able to escape. Yeah, apparently. Well. At least they fought it out to the end. Look at that. At least they fought it out to the end.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Ooh, 15.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
Yeah, you got 15 out of 30.
Pelican 1 approaching pickup. This is Pelican 1 preparing for touchdown.
Mission failed, boys. Mission failed.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
Oh, man. Oh, man. He's not going to make it. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, a horrible mission to join. Yeah, you're not kidding.
Their deaths will not be in vain, so long as we still have heroes to send to fight.
Yeah, I got a bunch of extra missions. Oh man. Well, we didn't get the at least we did a decent job. You know? Oh boy. Make me a mod. Brother, you're gay. Why would I let you be a mod? Okay, finally. Okay, we're at number 24. Okay, so drum mag. Okay. So you have 60. So typically I have 45 rounds and 8 magazines. Now I have 60. This one has 30 with more magazines. I'll take more shots per reload. Vertical recoil. Sway. Okay, vertical recoil. This gives you less sway. And then maybe I should bring the last gun again. Last gun? Yeah, maybe I'll bring the last gun. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap things up for Helldivers 2. The Gatling Sentry. We're gonna wrap things up for Helldivers 2. I'm gonna take a look at Renal MD's post, and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna see if we're gonna do a video. If that is true, it's gonna be crazy. Let me take a look real quick, and we'll see. See if Renal sent me. Okay.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. I mean, if this is an actual story about, I mean, this can't be real.
Somebody in the California state legislature.
Okay. You can't be serious. What is this? What? What? I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Are you for true? How did I miss this? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, video time, boys. Brothers, when you think of California, you think of rampant crime, degeneracy, homosexuality, illegal immigration. You think of all of the worst policies come to fruition in one place because of the corruption of leadership and how just absolutely mentally ill those people are. Well, what if I told you that everything that you thought you knew about how bad California was, it's about 10 times worse? The story that we're going to be talking about today is California wanting to use taxpayer dollars to fund homeless masturbation centers. That's right, guys. That is the issue that we need to solve with taxpayer money. We are going to create these facilities and these places where homeless people can go to have sex and masturbate. I know that many people, when you first hear that, you go, that can't be true. It can't be true. California is dumb, but it's not that dumb. It's not that retarded. Well, yes, unfortunately, it really is that dumb. So, we're going to be taking a look real quick at this story. We're going to be looking at Jesse Waters. And we're going to be taking a look at a couple other sources that show you that the priority of California is always degeneracy. It's always demonic filth. It is never actually on bettering the lives of people in a particular area. It is always about promoting degeneracy, dirtiness, like filth. They are always doing something that is just absolutely incomprehensibly retarded, wasting people's money, and then trying to pat themselves on the back.
Sex bungalows. Your money could be going to free sex bungalows for a homeless harem.
I'd like to propose that Los Angeles consider a pilot program for free hygienic sexual relief clinics, primarily serving the homeless and unhoused. This means equality. It means private sexual relief through masturbation or, where appropriate and consensual, with a partner, all funded by public tax dollars and managed with professional oversight. It's about allowing the homeless to have the same comforts and privacy that we have today.
Free breast implants, teeth, and love shacks. And Karen Bass is building an entire mini city to go with it. It's a village of tiny homes for the homeless. 84 huts are already up.
Oh my gosh. So, you are building literal love huts for the homeless. Wow.
Open for business, hundreds more under construction. Move in, you get AC, 3 meals a day, and security. It's like my dorm room freshman year. But every time a junkie gets free goodies or a John hires a hooker, a taxpayer moves out.
They go to Florida, they go to Texas, or they go to the burbs. Adios, America.
Yeah. Is that not crazy? Am I losing my mind? Like, what society do we live in? How are these people not flogged through the streets? How are these people not put up for public crucifixion? Both literally and sometimes literally. What are we doing? You are having California pay for these homeless masturbation and sex facilities. Because that's equality. You should never ever let these people live this down. You should never ever stop persecuting, prosecuting, and oppressing people on the left. You should never do it. Never stop. You crush these people like the demonic freaks that they are. The fact that they want to take your money and spend it on homeless, disgusting bums that they can masturbate in peace, that is disgusting. Never, ever let these people... We should be invading California. Listen, I want Donald Trump to invade California. I want him to send in the army. I want these leaders to be publicly hanged like the Nuremberg trials. We need to go scorched earth. It needs to be just absolute fire and brimstone. When we're at the point as a civilization that you have people that are like, well, Nick Shirley can't be here looking for fraud, but we need homeless masturbation encampments. Those people need to fry. You need the government to come in and say, I'm now King Trump. We're changing things. We're a monarchy now. I'm King Trump. We're starting a dynasty that'll last 1,000 years. We're going to be putting all of my enemies on trial. That includes the weirdos that are trying to put men and women's sports. Also, these homeless masturbation encampments. Gross. Like, what are we even doing? We need to be having daily trials. Nuremberg-style trials. Where the left is put in front of a tribunal. And there are judges. And they have to explain themselves. You are hereby tried for crimes against America and decency and humanity. How do you plead? I'm not guilty. We knew you'd say that. Your idea of having a homeless encampment so that you can promote masturbation is hereby denied, and we declare summary judgment that you are to be executed henceforth immediately. Hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? We're not a serious country. We're not. And I know people say it's California, but why is that an excuse? Why is saying it's California an excuse? Let me just say, I don't believe in vigilantism. I don't. I've made that clear multiple times. I think vigilantism is short-sighted. I don't think it accomplishes anything. And if you were to, go and do, you were to clip, a politician, it does nothing to benefit your cause or your goal or to promote anything that you want. But you can vote people in that share your ideals, that want to use the government and the mechanism of the law to enact the will of the people, and that's what you should be doing. You should be voting. I will vote for the candidate that says we are going to go scorched earth on people on the left and these Democrats. We are going to root them out of house and home. We are going to oppress them. We're going to take their stuff. We're going to take their materialism. We're going to take their power. We're going to put them in the work camps. We're going to put them to work for the good of the American people so that corporations can bid on their labor and the American people can actually get some of that money back once we've paid off most of the other stuff at a local level. I want to put these people in work camps. You put them in the internment camps. I want them in the work camps. I want these people to be totally devoid of any access to the outside. The fact is that these people are, they are a plague, a blight. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of, look at this. Look at this.
California out there in Los Angeles, Mary Karen Bass and all of her leftist cohorts are going to open up some sex camps or something, or some, I don't know, some sex dens for the homeless. Take a listen.
I'd like to propose that Los Angeles consider a pilot.
What's the next step? We're going to start giving stipends to people to go visit prostitutes who can't get it the old-fashioned way? I mean, what's next? What is next? We're already giving out drugs. Now we're going to give out places where people can go congregate and have sex and God knows what else. And just think about...
Yeah, guys, we need to solve the incel epidemic. So what we're going to do is we're going to use taxpayer money to send these, these gamers. We're going to send them to prostitutes on the taxpayer's dime. And so, problem solved. They're no longer incels. They've had sex. That is the type of retardation that we're talking about here.
What these places are going to look like in just a few weeks. With no restrictions probably from anybody. Probably no oversight by the police. Probably no oversight, no cleanup, nothing. These are going to be absolute pits of iniquity and filthy behavior. Yeah. The leftists out in California, if folks out there can't see it, they are trying to destroy that state. And the morons who keep voting for these people are complicit with them. Yeah, serious signs of the time. And if America decides to go this route, then just like my man said, bye-bye, America. We'll be going right down the drain. Because right now, California, LA, it sure is.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely crazy? Los Angeles is now considering a tax-funded pilot program to provide sexual relief clinics for homeless people where they can masturbate or hook up. You can't make this shit up. Yeah. Absolutely barbaric. Here's call for free homeless masturbation clinics. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And part of the problem is I can see right here that most of the people in this room are women. Most of the people sitting on this council are women or people of color. That's your first mistake. Putting women in charge. I mean, look at this. This is just a disaster. If you had some distinguished Christian white men, this would not be happening. We could put an end to this tomorrow if there was a will for it, but apparently there's not, and that makes me very sad. And I want to normalize a will against these people so that you vote for the right candidates that are going to totally oppress and criminalize and destroy all of these leftists. And eventually maybe we can invade California and we can send all of these people to the work camps, to the gulag. We can send them to the facility where they're going to be put to work for the rest of their life. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't that be something else. Anyway, in all seriousness, this is just disgusting. And it's like the idea of this in itself. You have a society in decay in California. And it doesn't seem like anyone wants to really do anything because in their mind, they're like, oh, that's just California. But that shouldn't be the way that it is. Oh, that's just California. No, there's no reason to accept that. You can vote people in that are going to do something about it. I don't know, maybe, rounding up the people in California, deporting them to Canada or Antarctica. Get them out. Get them out. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll see you next time. It says, guys, it was an open forum. City council took no action. Well, you don't know that. They're already building these things. No, they're already building them. No, Heinrich. No, it wasn't just an open idea. They're building these things. They're building these little houses for the homeless where they can go do this stuff with no supervision. It's disgusting. Gross. Okay. All right, let me... Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yep. I know what thumbnail. Gosh. Darn it. Gosh darn it. I know what I'm going to be doing. Oh, that's so gross. That's so gross.
Hassan deserves credit, like an honorary park in his name with this theme.
Yeah. It's, guys, we're going to open this. It is the Hassan Piker Goon Pod Park. Thank you, Renal MD, for the $5 donation. By the way, guys, all super chats and donations are going towards the quartering bounty war bond, which means that all of this money is going to be going towards trying to entice the quartering to come on the show and face his accusers, face all the things that he does wrong. So any super chat, any donation goes towards that cause. If the quartering doesn't agree to come on, well, then that money goes towards other things to help the channel. But that's currently what we're doing, because I'm sure some people like quartering bounty, war bond goal. People like, oh, that's it. Yeah, just want to explain what that is. I'll explain what it is. Okay. That's currently what we're dealing with. They aren't funding it or even... Let's see. Face the music. Get the cash, Jeremy. Get the... Yeah. Come on, Jeremy. Face the music, get the cash. That's how it is. That's how it is, Jeremy. Come on. We know how much you need the money. Yeah, Candace, yeah, it's true. Now, to be fair, I can't offer $300,000. But oh man. Be me waiting line. Leaflet's got a haiku. Okay. An airport experience haiku. Be me waiting line. Absolute unit appears. They cut in front. Sad. Sadly, they cut. Sadly, they front. Oh, man. So, there was a fatty at the airport. Oh, man. Judge denies Lindsay Clancy's mistrial request. Let's go. This woman murdered her 3 kids in cold blood and then tried.
Note to self: iron trousers.
These 2. Let's go. Yeah, 575. For the haiku. Let's see. Maybe we. It's sympathetic to see, but encounter to the left.
Feelings about Dan Bongino coming out today with no evidence and saying I'm on foreign government payrolls, so is General Flynn. But when I was getting ready to talk about it, I just thought about the fact, why is this the focus? Of course I'm not on any foreign government payroll. That's crazy. But like, why is this the focus? We hear from the neocons, oh, we're Russian agents, oh, we're Qatari agents. I didn't take a $300 million plane like Trump from the Qataris. I didn't even really criticize it when Trump did it. But like, how am I being accused of stuff with no evidence? Then I realized it's just a big tar baby. The people trying to take control of the Trump administration want to demonize his base, want to attack his base, then have us attack Trump so that those Israel lobby people and others can have full control of the president. And that's what this is really all about. It's about a fight about access. And I knew this. I went through this in the first administration, and now it's here. And I'm kind of mad at myself for even taking the bait. I didn't fully take it. I'm still not known as an infighter, but I've still infought a little bit too much. And so I apologize to everybody. And I'm going to follow a longer report I just shot in studio. We're adding a few documents and articles too in the next few hours. And then I'm done. Bongino can say that I murdered my children and barbecued them on the front lawn of the White House. I'm not talking about it. These other people can say whatever they want. I'm going to stay on the Democrat Socialist America, on the globalists, on the Red Green Alliance, on Hollywood, on the pedophiles and what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. W. Alex. No, that's a W. He's saying, I'm not going to take the bait anymore. He's saying, I'm not going to be distracted. Yeah, I think that's a W. Because there are a lot of distractions going on right now. The left is on the move. These are evil people. These are evil people on the far left. We just saw California, and they're building these homeless encampments, and they want to use them as masturbation goon pods. No, I think it's absolutely imperative. It is imperative that people focus on the left and defeating the left, rather than this infighting, this bickering. Oh, that's really sad. Historic church, 100 plus years old, just caught on fire in Cleveland, unknown cause. Well, I think the devil's on the move. 1,300 Christian/Catholic churches fires yearly. 13,000 churches burned in the last decade, not including countless acts of vandalism. Yeah, the devil is... Satan is on the move. Satan is on the move. That's disheartening. But we remain vigilant, we remain strong, we remain dedicated, we remain focused. And so, brothers, I think that's where I think that's where we're going to end things for today. I want to thank each and every one of you who has supported the channel. Guys, I can't even begin to thank you for all the support, for what you guys do for this channel, for what you allow me to do. It's incredible. And it just, I wouldn't be myself if I didn't say thank you and show my gratitude and my appreciation for what all of you guys who stick around allow me to do. I couldn't do this without you. God bless each and every one of you. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And have a great night, and I will see you.